Welcome back to In the Midst. Today, I'm hoping again to bring you some encouragement. Something that we often say, especially in our Christian circles, is that there's nothing too big for God. Nothing's too hard for God. And while I agree 110%, I want to shift your focus a little bit, because I feel like sometimes we take that and we go, nothing's too big. God can do anything. I'm going to take those big things to him. We're going to move this mountain. And we should. But what do we do with the small things? I would think that saying that nothing is too hard, we would automatically take everything to God, but we don't. We like to hold on to those little things because they're small and I can handle it and I can do it, and whatever our reasons are. So while we can emphatically say nothing is too big for God, nothing is too hard for God, I want to remind you today that nothing is too small for God either. The things that we think are insignificant, maybe you've got something and you're like, I don't want to keep praying about this. What if I'm wasting God's time? Have you ever said that before? We think that it's just details, that it's not a big deal, that God isn't interested, and that God's only interested in the big things in our lives. But I want to remind you, 1 Peter 5:8, casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. Casting is an ing. This is a verb. This is a present tense verb. And this is an ongoing action. This is something that we are to constantly be doing. It's not a one-time thing. It's not okay, I brought this one big thing to God, I've cast it to him, and now I'm done because he can't take anything else. It's nothing like that. All means all, not just the big things. These are, it's easy to bring him the things that we don't think we can handle, the things that are too big, the things that we just, God, I need your wisdom on. We need his wisdom on everything. We need his help on everything. Hebrews 4:16 is an invitation from our Abba Father to come boldly to the throne of grace. Why? To find mercy and help in time of need. We are always in need. We are reminded that, we abide in Christ, and without him we can do nothing. But the opposite is true, that by him all things are possible. And it's easy to think, it's just our finances, it's just this week's groceries, it's just clothes, it's just whatever it is that you need. And God is saying, I know your needs before you do. Okay, can you turn that off? He knows our needs before we do, and we can trust him. So I want to remind you to come to him today. Spend time praising him for who he is, all he has done, and all that he will do. Thank him for listening to you, for answering your prayers. The creator God of all that exists hears you. He loves you. This is something that we don't need to forget. We need to remember how involved he is and how much he cares for us. Too often we're busy and we just don't make the time to pray. We are doing ourselves a huge, huge disservice. Prayer isn't for God's benefit, it's for ours. So come to him today. Luke 12 verses 6 and 7 remind us, are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 farthings, and not one of them is forgotten before God, but even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, therefore, ye are of more value than many sparrows. Come to him. Cast all of your care upon him. Stay in the word. Stay close to the shepherd. And let him lead you in paths of righteousness.